Greetings, Groaners! Due to my own confusion, next week we've merged Bonfire Night and Halloween, but that's next week. There may be a touch of pod magic there too as a triple special, almost. The pod birthday is officially 29th of October, but this change is on me kinda last minute, much to Admin Nicole's chagrin. Thank you for prep work at short notice, Nicole. But back on track with the pod birthday special. Episode 157. We'll also do a smidge of birthday pod stuff next week too. I've been somewhat hard on myself this episode too, but that'll come soon. The pod is pretty much 4 years old, if you count its inception year, which was 2022. I've been doing this for 4 years. Quite amazing really, and I still enjoy it. Your games are 50-50, Yes or BS, the 5-point countdown, and who the hell are we? Admin Nicole has prepped some facts for things that happened on the pod's birthday. Through history, hard to believe the show is 4 years old, including the start date. I've already said that, but I still can't believe it. Kicking things off with the first birthday fact from Admin Nicole. 1517. In this year, Martin Luther posts his 95 thesis on the door of the castle church in Wittenberg, Germany, sparking the Protestant Reformation. Cheers, Nicole. More of them coming later. My groans to move us along now. Lack of groans. Now, Groaners, this isn't a pop at you, but this podcast is a show where we all come together, have a laugh, and get things off our chest, as well as playing some games. Without you, Groaners, something is lacking from the show. I groan, so it's only fair someone out there must have something to get off their chest. Don't be shy. We won't name you if you don't want us to. Send in the groans to the groanzonepod@gmail.com. Join us on Facebook groups under the Groan Zone Podcast Facebook group. There are other ways, but I'm going to leave them alone for this week. Keeping things fresh. As a content creator for the show, alongside Admin Nicole, a big struggle for us is how to keep the show fresh so we keep you entertained. This podcast isn't just for the UK, it has gone worldwide, which I never saw coming when I first created the show. Anyway, I digress. We also need to vary its sections and games, and thinking of new ways and means is pretty hard. It took years to imagine the latest game of 50-50, as well as some more recent pod sections. We need your input, Groaners, not just your groans. This show again is for you, not just for us. Help us out. Unable to move forward with some ideas or lack of a legacy. This one is on me. Entirely my fault. I may be a bit hard on myself here. Because of my life away from the show, there are times the pod is moved at last minute and doesn't give us time to send notification out. However, this groan is more of the fact that big plans in my life haven't happened yet, and that has shot me down for making merch for the show, as well as making money which I can put back into the show so we can buy prizes and experiences for winning games or for simply phoning, emailing in with a groan. The money will also go towards advertising the show for growth, as an ad campaign isn't cheap. I never got into podcasting to get rich, I'll make that clear. My biggest fear as a content creator is that one day this amazing show of ours just ends and there is nothing out there to say what an impact the show made to someone or how thought-provoking we really were. Well, Groaners, the sun is setting over another field of grown cabbages. I know I was a bit hard on myself this week, but things need to happen for bigger plans to happen. At the time of writing this, funnily enough, there was no audience grown, which was very disheartening. Hopefully this changes in future. Also, live recordings will resume in early to mid 2026. It still feels weird saying 2026. Bringing you the first game now with the SOBS. You all know how to do this one by now, you should. Round 1. The Did You Download Us round. A. As of this recording, we have over 2,000 downloads. B. As of this recording, we have just over 1900 downloads. Or C. As of this recording, we have had 1700 downloads. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think. Answer, then unpause. Round 2. The original name round. A. The Groan Zone was selected from a poll as the name for the podcast by my personal, non-Jeezy affiliated Facebook. B. The Groan Zone was always going to be the name for the podcast. Or C. The Groan Zone was going to be one of the many names that the podcast would change to every few weeks, but this was decided as not possible. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think, chuck your answer in, and then unpause. Final round for SBS, round 3. The Why No Face Reveal round. A. I just don't feel comfortable on webcam. B. I don't see the point of turning a podcast into a camcast. Or C. I would like to remain an enigma for those who don't know me, plus it was after a bad experience on a previous podcast I did. Pause here, groaners. Have a little think, answer, and then unpause. Do you think you know the podcast? And do you think you scored some points in this game? The answers will come later. And now, we must ask that age-old question of why oh why. I see loads of podcasts online that switch to video, and I don't see why. I get it if it's a celebrity or a radio station, but if it's just some random like myself, what is the point? It should stay as a voice-only podcast, and if they wish to change it, they should move to YouTube. I know I'm on YouTube as well, but I'm only audio, in video mode, and call it a media show or a camcast or a vidcast. Webcams in podcasts. What is the point unless it's for a game? I simply must ask, why oh why? Now it's time for another birthday fact from Admin Nicole herself. 1888. You will know I put these in chronological order as well. In this year, John Boyd Dunlop patented pneumatic bicycle tyres. Is this the same guy who made Dunlop trainers? Are they still a thing? Hit us up if you know, groaners. Moving from facts to another game now, in the form of 50-50. Round 1. The target I set originally, before merchandise is made, was A. 5,000 downloads, or B. 10,000 downloads. Pause here, groaners. Have a think. Pick your 50-50. Stick with it, then unpause. Round 2. There is a plan in place to invite guest groaners onto the show in future via face-to-mic or phone-in. A. Yes, or B. No. Pause here. Pick your 50-50. Stick with it, then unpause. Round 3. Final round for 50-50. The show's working idea mascot is going to be A grumpy old dude holding a microphone, or B, a cool looking zombie. Pick your 50-50, groaners after you've paused. Unpause after you've answered. The answers for 50-50 will come later to say your Groan Zone knowledge is. But now, we flip over to Admin Nicole again for Creepy Corner. Your story for this week is an unwelcome reunion. Robin quickly looked around trying to remember where the man lived. He knew they had to be close. He didn't have time to delay. He had to remember, and he had to remember now. Carla couldn't know how close they were. He couldn't let her know. He couldn't do that to her. Cove was too young. Even with there being some form of a chimera, he wouldn't survive being attacked if Lily showed up. Then he saw a fence. No time to wait. He just had to hope for the best that the man they were looking for happened to own that fence. He picked up Cove and put him down on the other side of the fence, while taking Carla's hand and helping her over. This had to work. It just had to. Out of nowhere, as they walked through the grassy fields, Cove stopped a short distance ahead and started jumping up and down, pointing at something excitedly. Robin asked Carla to stay behind while he went to investigate. Once he got closer to Cove, he could hear better what he was trying to say. Still not clear, but enough to worry Robin. Found a room. Looks like the moon. Want to pick it? Can I? Cove asked. While Robin was impressed at how well Cove's speech and understanding of things was coming along, he was concerned at what he was trying to say. He told Cove not to go near whatever it was just in case it was bad. Once Robin got close, he kneeled on the floor, slowly brushing aside the grass covering the room Cove was talking about. Unfortunately, what he was talking about wasn't a room, but a mushroom. A death cap, to be precise. White, just like the moon. Something Cove had only seen once in a small picture Robin had in his base. He was surprised he would even recognise the moon from only seeing it once. Robin warned Cove it was dangerous and very bad. He took Cove in his arms to keep him as far from any more of them as possible, but as he picked them up, he heard a shriek from behind. Carla was covering both hands over her side as Robin began to see the red that was pouring out from them. As he went to move towards her, he saw the one person he wasn't prepared for. He knew she had to be nearby, but he hoped beyond all doubt that she was far enough away. There she stood. As Carla began to crash to the ground clutching her side, Lily approached from behind, a small dagger in her hand to show just how lost Lily truly was. To plunge any form of blade into what was once her best friend told Carla all she needed to know, and yet she still refused to believe it. Robin couldn't get close to Carla because of Lily, and he couldn't put Cove down or he might be here too. He had to save his sister. He had to do what only he could, but not right now. Right now wasn't right. It would mean putting Cove in danger, and Carla couldn't have much time left with how bad her wound was. Cove was getting scared, sensing the danger around them and seeing his mother in pain. Another new thing for him, but not one he wanted to learn. Robin clung tight to Cove, tending to keep his eyes closed. He asked Lily to leave. He promised he would set her free, but not right now. He just couldn't, despite how much he desperately needed to. He couldn't do anything even if he wanted to. How long do you think this girl really has left? This dagger was coated in the very toxins my mushrooms are full of. After all, I give her a day, maybe two. Let's hope the next time we meet it's more fun. My job was only to give you a warning right now after all. Not sure what I ever saw in either of you. The brother who abandoned me and the best friend who lied to me. Was anything ever real? Lily said. Lily turned around and walked away. Nothing more had to be said. Robin wanted to hold her back, try and stop her, but he couldn't. Not now. If she really did poison Carla too, he had to hurry. He had to hope she had some resistance against the poison. Just then, Cove pointed to a man walking towards them. Robin grabbed hold of Cove and kept him close. The man sighed and told them to follow him. As they walked through the fields, they noticed a herd of deer hiding amongst the trees. The old man told them not to worry, the deer were the least of their problems after all. However, as Robin had mentioned, animals are supposed to be long dead. It should only be the DNA that remained, hence why people like Robin and Carla were created in the first place. The old man told him there's a time and a place for answers. His home was quaint, a farmhouse of sorts, with a room filled wall to wall with shelves full of jars and vials. I'll do what I can for her. Death caps don't have a high survival rate after all, especially in such a concentrated dose. My wife Dawn is a healer. She's a widely known herbalist in these parts. If anyone can help her, it's Dawn. My son Fawn is out tending to the deer, so we need to go find him before the beast does. Feel free to rest up here for now. I'll tell you what you need to know when I come back. You can call me Sean, by the way, or as those who made you call me, the Reaper of the Lost, the man explained. Well, Nicole, are you bringing the old characters back here and there? Are they going to be prominent features in the future, or are they just, pardon the expression, background help to move the story along? Hope to see more of that. Well written again, Nicole. There'll be a special Creepy Corner next week. And now, sticking with Nicole, we have another birthday podcast fact. 1941. In this year, the construction of the Mount Rushmore Monument is completed after 14 years of work. Would they ever include more presidents on this site in future? You know, for example, Obama. I know Trump wants to be up there. I think he does. Don't quote me on that if that's wrong. Would they put any more up there? Is there room for any more? As always, life is full of luck in different ways. So this brings us on to Oh, Lucky Unlucky! This instance occurred in South London earlier this week. I'm not going to name the person or the council responsible, but you can formulate your own opinions, Groaners. The woman felt she was doing no harm in pouring a small amount of coffee down a public drain rather than spilling it on herself on the bus from her reusable cup. She was off to work, by the way. The enforcement officers issued her with a £150 fine under the Environmental Protection Act for her actions. She also missed the bus. Who was lucky here? Our lady in question, because the council knew if she took it to court, her appeal would most likely be successful. Who was unlucky? The council itself, because this made them look like a bunch of muppets. Drains are there for waste, sure, but please be responsible for what you get rid of. And also, do chuck your litter in the bin. The whole case to me could have been avoided, as it is pretty petty, and no sense were displayed stating the actions of drain pouring were illegal anyway, and it was just coffee. How silly do you want to get? Now we game again with the 5-point countdown. Now we all know this one, Groaners. I'm only going to give you the clue one time, and you've got to guess what I'm talking about. If you guess right, but you guess wrong, you've got to guess right again to get your points. Here we go. Clue 5 for 5 points. Without this, I couldn't record the show. Pause here, Groaners. Have a little think. Chuck your guess in, then unpause. Moving along, clue 4 for 4 points. It performs various functions after the recording, not just during the recording. Pause here, Groaners. Have a little think. Chuck your guess in, then unpause. Clue 3 for 3 points. It is one of many out there. Have a think, Groaners, after you paused. Chuck your guess in, then unpause. Clue 2 for 2 points. I taught myself how to use it. Pause here, Groaners. Guess, then unpause. And last one, clue 1 for 1 point. It isn't something physical. Pause here, Groaners. Give us your guess, then unpause. The answer for the 5-point countdown and 50-50 and all the others will come later. It's that part of the show now where we name our zero of the week. This occurred back in July of this year and featured the French president versus an American right-wing podcaster. The right-winger came out bluntly stating that Mr. Macron's wife was born a boy. She also, and I quote from Reuters.com, dissected their appearance, their marriage, their friends, their family, and their personal history, twisting it all into a grotesque narrative designed to inflame and degrade. Apparently the podcaster was given many chances to drop it, but didn't, and then apparently got caught out when a court case came her way. I know we have freedom of speech mostly across countries, but when you're a media figure on a large scale, and sometimes small as well, you must learn to keep your gob in check. First Amendment rights or not, you cannot throw your weight around and not expect something in return. The right-winger is definitely a zero of the week, and in my opinion, not such a look at herself. We've just got time for one more fact and the final game. Admin Nicole's final birthday fact. 1992. In this year, the Vatican admitted that Galileo Galilei, probably butchered that surname, sorry Italians if I got that wrong, was correct in his belief that the Earth orbits around the Sun. Why did they wait so long? And are they going to give someone an apology? I mean, the man's probably been long since dead. Come on. Our last game of the show is our pictorial puzzler. Who the hell are we? The picture will only appear on Podbean, Facebook and Discord. Your clue is, they are from Hungary and are often considered the first podcast in the 1890s. If you're from Hungary, this might just give you an advantage. The answer will come next week. And answers, speaking of those, here they are. Admin Nicole's anagram anxiety from last week. The solution was Greensboro 4. The 5-point countdown. The answer I was looking for was audio editing software. I hope you got some points there, Groaners, on that one. 50-50. Round 1. The target I set originally, before merchandise was made, was A. 5,000 downloads. It's probably going to be 10,000 now, but at that time, it was 5,000. Round 2. There is a plan in place to invite guest Groaners onto the show in future via face-to-face or mic phone-in. A. Yes, there is. It is in place. Not sure what's going to happen, but it is in place. Round 3. The show's working idea mascot is going to be B. A cool-looking zombie. Sometimes he'll have a microphone, sometimes he won't, and depends on the season as well. Yes or BS. Round 1. The Did You Download Us round. If you went for B, you've not been blanked, you've got points. If you went for any of the other two, you've now got no points for yes or BS. Round 2, the original name round. If you went for A, you still have points. If you went for B or C, you have no points. Round 3, the final round of yes or BS, the why no face reveal round. If you went for B or C, you've still got points, but if you went for A, unfortunately, now you have none. Hopefully, you didn't get blanked and came away with some points for yes or BS, as well as the other games. This brings us to the end of this special, Groaners. We'll see you next week. Take care, bye-bye, and long live the Groan Zone podcast. I've been somewhat hard on myself this as the first mistake. Round 1. The diddly... He took cover in his arms to keep him as far from... I can't speak again. You all know this one, Groaners. I'm only giving you...